Hello, friends. Great to be back with you in person. So today's topic is awakening wisdom. And we're going to stick with this topic tomorrow as well. As I was preparing for our time together today, I was really sensing that this is one that we need to stick with more than one day. So know that we'll be sticking with it a second day if anything happens to arise for you and you feel like we've opened a door and haven't brought it to completion. So I was reflecting on the topic, awakening wisdom, and it's interesting because in Proverbs, you hear the wonderful, it's in chapter 8, verse 30, you hear this great phrase, wisdom played before the Lord. And you also discover and find that in all wisdom traditions and in all inspired traditions, that there's some embodiment of a Sophia kind of energy that exists pre-creation and that is named as part of the creation process. Now that's really mysterious, right? Because out of all the qualities that we could explore and talk about that are part of the from formless into form, when there are so many qualities that in many, many inspired texts, one of the qualities that you'll see there that's operative, that's an agency, that not only exists as part of the infinite or part of consciousness or part of source, but is also part of the process of creation coming into form. And in this one phrase in Proverbs that I've been sitting with, wisdom played before the Lord. So there was something of an element of lightness and joy that is taking place when this big movement happens, and that's that there's no creation and then there is creation. There is something that you have that is both existing, the wisdom is before creation happens, and it's actually part of the creation process happening. And so when I've been sitting with that, I've been reflecting how, just in case they cut out when I spoke earlier, how much this seems to be a part of all traditions. And secondly, how much the qualities of play and joy are there, that there's something worthy of noting that when it comes to wisdom, some of the qualities are play and joy. Play and joy. I'm giving a pause because I'd like for you to reflect in your own life when it comes to wisdom and your wisdom. When you think about yourself as wisdom, as a part of you is wisdom, not just wise, but wisdom. Do the qualities of play and joy come to your heart and mind? It can be so easy with wisdom to think of a certain penetration, solemnity, insight, clarity, like all of these qualities that may or may not be infused with joy. But does the two qualities of play and joy come strongly to you when you reflect on yourself as wisdom, or a part of you as awakening wisdom? I remember an instance when I experienced wisdom within myself, and it had to do with joy. It had to do with joy, though I experienced joy during it. And I was in, I think I was in third grade, I think it was first, second, or third grade, but I'm thinking I was in third grade, and I was sitting in class, and I looked across the classroom, and it was a small Catholic school in Cincinnati, and there was this little girl, Tina Hamilton, who sat across the way, and she was very shy, and she was very petite and quiet. And I looked over at her, and I noticed that in that moment, she seemed sad. She seemed sad. And I felt joy rise up in me. Love and compassion was mainly the impetus, but there was a joy that rose up in me too. And I looked over at her, and we caught eyes, and the joy that rose up from within me came out my eyes and my big smile. And she was touched by that. And we had this moment of a divine play that happened between the two of us. It was so beautiful. And it wasn't a thought like, oh, I'm just going to show her joy. That would be worthy as well. So I'm just going to show her joy and let her know that, you know, she's loved or she's wanted. That could have been it, but it was different than that. It was a sense of being there with her in her moment of sadness, and then having the experience of joy rise up in me and come out effortlessly from my eyes and my mouth. It was really something. It was an experience of something. It was an experience of wisdom. Why? Because wisdom is a nonverbal knowing. It's a grasp of reality that's beyond what maybe the face presents, the face of a situation, the face of a person. So in that moment, we were experiencing wisdom. Wisdom. We experienced wisdom, and there was something of a divine play that happened with that. So when you reflect on that, are there moments in your own heart and in your own life where you experience wisdom rising up with you, that knowing, and it results in something that has a sweetness and a play to it, has qualities of joy and play? And I bet if you were to look closely, I bet that you would find that is there. It may get masked or forgotten or overlooked, but I bet that you will find that it is there. And you can take this as a little optional homework piece too, if you'd like. Like, where can I unearth where I'm experiencing wisdom, not being wise, but wisdom bubbling up with me? And how does that lead to me playing in creation? And where it seems to happen effortlessly, where can I allow that quality to come in places that feel trickier, that feel more difficult to have that take place? Wisdom, it seems, from what I've been looking at, can be a leading force, a way of opening the door to the divine play that results in communion and harmony and joy. All right. So, in light of that, I thought it would be really nice to play. And I opened up my inspirational cards kit called Native Heart Healing Oracle. And I held the intentions for our session today, and I'll include this in the newsletter, this picture. But I drew the white buffalo, the white buffalo. And I'm going to read for you the wisdom that comes forward. And wouldn't you know, so at the top of each reading, they put the three main qualities of the card. And the first is gentle wisdom. The second is peaceful resolution. The third, an easy gain. The peaceful energy of white buffalo stands with you. Buffalo, the great provider, offers sustenance to one and all. White buffalo signifies a time of peace. It is time to embrace neutral ways and learn from the wisdom contained within the Earth's ecosystem. It is time of unity and healing and restoration, knowing that one and all can and will be provided for. You do not need to struggle to survive. The buffalo is an incredible animal with a power that is inherently known, not through exertion. It is a bringer of great truths and converts knowledge into wisdom. This mandala brings the message that you are the great provider in your life and heralds abundance and fruition for those that choose to walk the path of peace. Remember that peace begins with self. As the great energy of manifestation and abundance is with you, carefully choose how you wish to create your world. With this energy at your side, wanting and yearning give way to a much lighter energy. Feel your desired outcome and thus create it. Balance is the principle within this mandala, as the peace pipe is balanced at its center. Simplify your world and let the peaceful energy of white buffalo bring balance and harmony for one and all. This oracle also presents as a powerful yes to those seeking guidance of the heart. Follow your heart now, as this mandala speaks of a time of plenty. Powerful, right? And spoke to the wisdom. Now, in this card, we're getting the encouragement to look at the Earth's ecosystem. And there are many ways to open to our wisdom. Mine have been much more in the subtle energy and less in this, this time and space world. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up in our meditation to both of those taking place. So what I would like you to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, during our meditation, take the white buffalo, that's the peace peg across the center, and I'm going to put it on my third eye, and I'll be doing it for all of us. But we're simply going to open up to the third eye in this meditation. And there's going to be breath involved. So super simple, breath and third eye. Okay, so I invite you to close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, lightly tap the third eye. We're bringing the focus, opening the energy, and the third eye is in the center of the forehead, just a little above the eyebrows. And now let the tapping go. And as we prepare for this meditation, open to your breath. And now, what I'd like you to do is let the breath be pulled down. So you may notice that as you're focusing on your breath, you're largely breathing in your chest. Let's go ahead and pull the breath down to a little above the belly button. And now go ahead and pull the breath down below the belly button so that you're breathing out of the abdomen. And now pull the breath down to the root. You're going to keep your focus upon your breath. And I'm going to guide you to pull the breath up the spine slowly. But as you do so, you're opening yourself to wisdom awakening within you. We're holding that intention for you today. So breathing, the breath fully expanding, fully contracting at the root. And we're pulling now the gaze and the breath up just an inch or two from the root. Keep your breath there, just an inch or two above. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Pull the breath up the spine, about 4 or 5 inches from the root. Keeping the focus on the breath, you're breathing from this point in the spine. And then pulling the gaze up into the belly button and breathing from there. And pulling the breath up a few inches above the belly button. And moving the breath up a few more inches, getting into the rib cage area. Pulling the breath up to the heart area and the lungs. Pulling the gaze up and the breath upward. Still within the rib cage and the part of the spine that's level with the shoulders. And the breath moves up into the throat region. And moving all the way up into the third eye. And we're going to sit right here. With the breath, allow the third eye, with your sensing or imagining, to open. I'm simultaneously holding the white buffalo onto the third eye. And if you're feeling playful, imagine that the white buffalo is appearing before you as a living entity, there to guide you in the ways of easy gain, free of effort, the wise way of easy gain. And already it's time to bring this meditation to a close. But I invite you to take about 3 or 4 minutes after we jump off this call to continue in this space of holding the third eye and breathing from that place and noticing what happens, what lightness happens within the mind. See if you can imagine or sense an image of a white buffalo as a guide to show you the easy way, the easy path. And in that, we bring our time to a close. And I invite you to bring your palms together in front of the third eye. And when you're ready, bow with the third eye, intending to spend a few extra moments after this call to sit in this sweet, open, easy place. And then when you're ready, though, open the hands and open the eyes. Blessings, my friends. See you soon.